What you're about to hear is pure entertainment, recaps, and stories in the Pacific Northwest motocross scene. Welcome to the 30 Plus 2 podcast with your hosts, Steve and Christoph and Lexi Y. Put the board up. Let's go!
All right. Well, Facebook, why you gotta do that to me on the intro and everything? We're having technical difficulties once again on a Tuesday night, Lexi. Welcome to the 30 Plus 2 podcast, episode 38. Lexi, how much longer do you think I'm gonna last on like being calm on this computer before I just like go Parks and Rec and just like chuck it out into the dumpster?
Well, I'm glad the only worry I have is the Wi-Fi part. I don't think I could do all the technical, all the changing everything and putting everything live, because sometimes getting on the Wi-Fi is the hardest part.
Yeah, Facebook Live for the P&W Motocross group and the other ones that I use is just spinning. It's going to connect. Whatever. They'll figure it out. We are still live on my Facebook and Gate Drop Productions and on YouTube. So we'll just have to keep directing people to go to that because the system just doesn't want to work. I guess we're going to start out grinding my gears off right off the bat, you know?
Yes.
Anyways, tonight on the show, we've got Braden Spangle, AMA West Coast Supercross Pro Rider, Brandon Kallberg from BKMX Development. Lots of stuff Brandon's been working on. He's been working with Braden. You just worked with him this past weekend. He's all over the damn place. Like maybe he's got a helicopter and he's just like dropping in and out or what. Like he is
pretty much. He is leaving, I think, like Thursday for A2, and he's everywhere.
Yeah. Well, that's how it is in the trainer life, working with amateurs and pros. And then cool thing later on in the show, we have Boone Pearson, A1 KTM junior rider. Normally he's number 100, but he got the run on number 1 in the KTM SX junior challenge. Cool. So it'll be cool. Bring on one of our kid amateurs here with his mom, Amy Pearson, and we'll get to know how KTM Junior Challenge went, what the whole day was like, and how much excitement there was for him. So yeah, that's what we got for episode 38. It was a cold one this weekend, Lexi. I definitely could feel it in all of my bones with all my screws and plates in them at WHR Arena Cross. I witnessed some Jason Lawrence and Josh Hansen clean outs, takeouts. The kids are getting after it. I'm like, dang, this is Arena Cross. They've been watching like Vince Freezy do all that. Have you ever had any bar bangs to where you literally get up on the track and you're like, what?
I mean, sometimes in moto, but Arena Cross, it's so tight in there. I mean, even in like a corner with 2B going in there, you're already hitting bars.
Well, that's kind of what I expect. I mean, it's Arena Cross. So, I mean, if you're not slamming in the 180s, which Brandon can probably contest to, like you're gonna have to make the moves at some point because like just riding around, you're like, okay, there's nowhere to go. I need to make the move. So here we go. Let's smash them in the corner.
Yes.
Tons of action. They mellowed the track out at Monroe. It's like they knew I was coming back with the camera, and they're like, we cannot have this like content going to 50K views of ghost riding bikes and all the stuff. We gotta mellow the track out. Christoph is on the scene. Coming up in 5 minutes, we'll have Brandon, which he's sitting backstage. We'll wait for Braden to jump on, and then we'll get them both in here, talk about all their stuff going on through Anaheim 1, San Diego, and looking forward to Anaheim 2. Did you catch any of the broadcasts? I know you were busy with open house at JMC Motorsports and race riding at Washougal. Did you catch the broadcast at all and see Beast Mode return?
I did watch a lot of it.
Nice.
And it was a lot of yelling back and forth in the car on the way home from JMC. So that was
Oh, man. Same thing. I did that too. At like midnight, I was having the broadcast on my phone as I'm driving home from Monroe. Did you literally say out loud to Vince Freeze, move? Like,
Yeah.
and Eli was trying to get around him.
My sister, she's always the one that wants the phone to like watch it, and so we're all just trying to listen to it, and they're like yelling at different things, like, what's happening? She's like, oh, this is happening, this is happening. I'm like, I have no clue what she's talking about, but it was really cool to see Jet once again not doing the best, but it was cool to see him come up, and my dad was super happy about Tomac getting the win. That was awesome.
Yeah. If Grayson stayed on the show, which he has taken sabbatical now for a little bit, he already lost his dollar bet saying Eli would never get a win this season, and here we are already with a win this season. So
yes, second one in.
Yeah, we've got some fun racing. You had Beaumare get his win. Deegan's kind of underperforming. Did you enjoy his interview more? He kind of ate some humble pie there and didn't.
Yes, he was a little more humble, but I'm actually really proud of Jet's speech after. He was so nice and congratulated Tomac, which I really liked because I like sportsmanship. I don't like when they go around and are super cocky. So it was really cool to see that.
Yeah, it happens. I get cocky too. Trying to fix this is like OCD, and I have a cold right now, as you can tell by my voice. Like, I'm trying to fix the Facebook broadcasting, and it just, nope. I guess we're just gonna keep rolling. It's not gonna work. So yeah, points are super tight. I still feel Deegan's problem. No, I don't want to. Maybe it would be a chip. Deegan's championship. There's still plenty of time to get those points. But hey, if Beaumare keeps doing what he's doing, I mean, I think that's going to be a pretty good rivalry. Talk about grit. Joe Shimoda getting his fingers broken on the pit board. Like, dude.
That was crazy. And then to see the after pictures on how he rode and when he got back home and seeing his picture or the picture of his fingers was crazy.
Yeah, it's literally like a roll of duct tape. Like, you just duct tape yourself onto the handlebars and go. I've never had that experience with a hand injury quite like that. And plus, like, he just hit the pit board just right, like not the flat surface. Like, the dude was twisting it according to the review on Racer X, that it just like hit him just right. And that's what made it all gnarly. But yeah, take us through as we wait for Braden to get on. Take us through your ride weekend at Washougal, and JMC opening show as we wait for Spangle to get on.
Yes, on Saturday I went to the open house and got to meet everyone with the JMC family and talking to Joel and Michelle and planning out what my plan is for this 2025 upcoming year. So that's super exciting. And then on Sunday, I went down to Washougal and trained with BK. And that was such a cool experience, getting to train with him and learning his style and getting around the track a lot smoother was really cool. And I can't wait to keep training with him. He's such a good trainer he's so personable. Like, he's not just like, oh, you have to go do this, you have to go do that. He's so personable about breaking things down into little bits. Like, try this, and then goes around and then tries another thing, which is really cool to be a part of.
Yeah, it looked like it was pretty packed there. You had like Mike Smith out there as well. So it was like training like galore everywhere, just trainers and sessions and riders of all sizes. I mean, based off your videos, I can play a little bit of that while we're waiting for Braden to get home. He's just wrapping up some stuff here real quick. But yeah, it looked like it was pretty packed there. Like, do you have an estimate on how many riders you feel that were there?
My dad thinks anywhere between 80 and 110.
Nice. Yeah. Everyone's getting their training in, getting all prepped for the season. We got, area qualifiers coming up later on. You got all this other stuff. You've got WMX stuff that you're looking forward to doing. As we wait for Braden, let's just take a quick video recap of you riding at Washougal. And yeah, hang tight, everyone. We'll get Braden and Brandon on here in just a sec. All right, that was some of your riding there. Spangle's having some issues, which there it goes. There we go. All right. Yeah, Technology Tuesday. I think that might be my new thing. I'm gonna say, let's bring on our guests here. First off, Braden Spangle and Brandon Kallberg. All right, and where's Spangle? It's God. This thing is not doing well.
Where'd he go? There he
you
is.
are. Let's adjust this. Wow, this
There
is not
he is.
working. All right, we'll just do this, I guess, and Lexi, I guess, will be the main show.
Perfect.
There.
Oh, there we go.
All right, we got it figured out. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on with the streaming software. I'm sure Braden was about ready to feel like me at the very beginning and chuck it as well. But yeah, welcome to the show, Brandon and Braden. We're here after 2 rounds of Supercross. Braden, let's just jump in because people kind of know who you are. If they want to jump back and like know all your racing, they can jump back to our earlier episode with you last year. With you two guys, how's the season been so far? We'll start off with you, Braden.
I mean, started off good. A1 was a good building block. Made the show. Had some bike problems, but we figured it out. Had some good laps. And yeah, last weekend was the first time I've ever not qualified for a not
Darn.
good, and because that's
Is that like a San Diego curse? I don't mean to put that on you because, he's got
And he's gone.
too.
Bad service.
All
There he
right.
is. He's back.
dude.
Yeah, we're just having technical difficulties tonight. That's all right. As I was saying before it popped you off there, Braden, are you having kind of a San Diego curse? Not to put you on the spot. I know last year you got pretty banged up there, and then this past weekend, not the best of luck. Is it just kind of a bad juju racetrack or stadium for you?
Dude, like, I actually love San Diego and that stadium and the dirt. Like, I felt really good there last year. I just obviously landed on old Billy Laninovich over the finish line in that mud
Yeah.
race. So good. But I mean, this year, like, my segment times, if I, like, on my fast lap, if I would have hit all my segment times, I would have qualified, like, literally, like, 23rd. But on my fast lap, I just didn't hit all my fast segments. So it just was not a good lap, I
There's
guess.
really no room for air.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
tight.
and everyone, dude, it's so stacked. Like, people are saying East is
I was
stacked,
about to
which
say
it
that.
is, but West Coast, like, dude, it's like 32 factory dudes on top of satellite dudes. So that leaves like 8 spots for privateers to get in.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And the privateers are so fast.
Yeah, it
What-
seems like everyone stepped up their game so far, especially in the West Coast.
Yeah, I mean, all these
Yeah.
amateur kids moving up with all their rides that they have, so that helps stiffen up the competition as well.
What's been your biggest challenge going into this year that you're still having now?
That is literally my
Yep.
downfall. I'll get maybe 2 hours of sleep.
Is it
I've
like
seen it firsthand.
is it like nerves or like is it just because you're traveling all a bunch? Like what goes on to having your sleep issues right now?
Oh, dude, I'm so in my head. Like, I'm a visual guy, so I'm like visualizing everything in my head the night before, and then like 1 hour turns to 2, 2 hours turns to 4. Like, it's an all night thing. I just cannot fall
Yeah.
asleep.
Oh man.
Yeah. So then
think that's-
Saturday I show up and I'm smoked.
I think that's the biggest thing that we learned at A1 is just trying to keep him calm. I talked to his mechanic and just try to keep it calm and let him do his thing, and I think that really helps.
Brandon, what have you done that you've seen like the
Yeah, for
biggest
sure.
help with Braden in the racing, like coaching wise? Like what have you seen that's helped the most?
Honestly, what I just said, I think obviously you watch how he rides during qualifying and he's a main event guy. It's just there's so many little things with all these guys and times are so close, and I think just keeping him calm, more so not like when at that level they all kind of know the good technique and stuff like that, and that's kind of all squared away, just little tweaks here and there, more so just kind of putting the day together and keeping him calm and kind of getting that mentality where it needs to be. And I think that helps a lot. It's nice that we get along and I can help him. And, you know, he has a lot more experience than me in some ways, and I have a lot more experience in some other ways. So
Nice.
kind of working together to put the whole night kind of together. And I think it really helps. And I just know that he can be a main event guy, so we'll get there.
Braden, has this been your like first time having like someone like Brandon in your corner to help you with your racing, or is it kind of the new thing that you're doing? Like, have you done it before, having like, you know, someone that can give you a second opinion and watch you during the races to help?
No, dude, this is a first for me, and it's a very good thing to have. Like I said, I've never had anything like that. So just having like his insight and his eyes in the stands, like watching what other guys are doing versus what I'm doing and comparing. I mean, this guy's studying my segment times, shoot me texts in between when he's not there.
Nice.
Hey, switch this line. No, obviously we don't have the technology of like the top dudes where they in the same exact line at the same time.
Dark
but
fish and all that.
yeah, dude. But
Yeah,
I mean,
dark fish.
BK helps a good amount, so it's nice to have him there.
I spent the money this week and got us headsets, so now we'll have headsets and I can talk to his mechanic and it'll be a little easier. I'm helping a couple others here and there as well, so it's super nice too. But with Braden, his mechanic Craig, I'll be able to really talk to Craig, be up in the stands. I won't have to run back and forth.
Right.
Craig's
That's a
fumbling
lot.
his phone out of his pocket trying to read your text.
Oh, it's fun.
And right on the pit board at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very thankful to have the track access so I can go down and record starts and things like that and really break things down. But, you know, I'm always learning. So watching these guys and studying and being able to help Braden and communicate with Craig that's going to be a game changer as well.
Right.
So I'm excited to kind of put it together. Obviously I can't be there every weekend. I wish I could, but I got other people with goals, and we'll put it all together. So
take us through like the day. I know with you, it's probably a little different on the pro side. Take us through the day. Like, obviously you're talking about headsets and everything. Are you kind of like doing a spotter role? Like, are you just kind of doing all the above, spotter training, looking at corners, videoing? How many apples are you juggling?
Well, that's a lot. So how it works in Supercross, I think a lot of people don't realize how long of a day it actually is for the riders. It's long. So, and what I'm doing is we go out for free practice, and you get segment times. There's a sheet the AMA downloads the segment times, and it gives you all that. So you can see all the segment times. So I stay up in the stands, and this is where the headsets will come in. I can watch maybe the A group and tell Craig, hey, kicker here, or let's go outside here, or things like that. So, and then breaking down the segment times, it is a lot of work. And then, hey, you know, maybe little things like, hey, stand up earlier here, or you need to drive more forward here, push through, like kind of all the above. But like I said, all these guys are so good that's on that gate. They all know it's just kind of little things to get them through the night. So
nice. Braden, what have you thought about the track so far, besides challenging like with your bike? And I feel like you posted you had like the flu at one point. Like, what have you learned and what have you enjoyed the first in the first 2 rounds, even though it's been a little kind of hard?
Man, I've learned that I like the more technical tracks. A1, the whoops weren't big, but they didn't break down too much to where everyone was jumping them.
Yeah.
Like those jumps across the start straight, you'd go like single over table, and then that double across the start was huge, like massive. I don't know if you've seen the video of me cross-rutting and landing on the tough blocks.
I have to go back and look. I mean, TV doesn't do its justice. They all look
I
small
posted
out
it
there.
on, but yeah, then like I don't know. I struggled hard at San Diego. It was super tight. Like I felt like I was riding arena cross almost. And yeah, I don't know. That's all I
Is there
got.
anything going into Anaheim too that you have goals or like differences for both of you guys that you guys are gonna try to work on going into it?
Yeah.
I would like to see just get into the night show and then consistent laps. If we can get through, I think if he can get through the heat, the heat and however that goes, just put in consistent motos, get good starts, put himself in a good position, and keep building up. Me personally would like to see. I know we want to get into that main event for sure, but I want to just see consistent motos. That's kind of what, and just get through everything clean and build. I think it's stacked. I don't think people realize how stacked it is, but it's stacked. So, what do you think, Braden?
What was that?
What do you think? What's your goals?
Dude, my goal is to just at the beginning of the day, scramble, and then set myself up in the heat. I'm not in a spot, obviously. That's pretty good.
I kind of heard that.
We're not laughing at you, Braden. Your phone just took a turn, bro.
It's still going too.
It's still like
Oh no.
I think
Sorry,
it's
Braden.
froze.
Your system just completely went to
I think it's froze.
and he gone.
He's
Bye.
It's okay.
Well, I think what he was saying is working his way through the LCQ and you can elaborate, Brandon. I tried to figure out Mr. Roboto.
Just consistent motos is all he needs. If he can get into the night show, put in consistent heat race, consistent LCQ, and actually put himself in the fight, I think that's good. And then obviously Colin Jurin showed that he's a main event guy. His speed's insane. So get him a good start. He should be in a main event, no problem, I would think. And then Harriman, get him back into the night show. So, yeah, hopefully the local boys can all get in again and be good.
That'd be really cool to see.
So,
yeah. And then another one for you, getting outside of Anaheim 1. What is your biggest difference you see in working with pros and then amateurs?
The biggest difference is, honestly, I tell people this all the time. I kind of teach the same thing. There's a lot of things, the little things like we went over Sunday to make. Obviously, my goal is to be – there he is. Obviously, my goal is to make it to where these kids can learn from an early age how to ride these gnarly tracks consistently. And there's ways to, build and do that and you saw Sunday, I had my little kids doing 20-minute motos and things like that, the kids I've been working with consistently. So can they put it together for 20 minutes and be consistent on tracks like that? That's kind of what I want to see. And it really comes down to the basics and understanding how to ride the bike, understanding what the bike does, when to do what, when to stand, when to sit, kind of how the terrain changes, things like that. And it all kind of shuffles into the high level as well on learning. It's all kind of the same, which is pretty crazy. Braden Supercross is a lot more work though. It's a lot, more stressful environment for, me. Obviously I want to see them do good and everybody, but it's just, these guys are putting on a show and it's such a high level that, you really want to make sure that they're calculated. And I really don't think people understand how gnarly those tracks are until they walk down on the floor, if they ever have. It's a whole different ball game. Like that double, triple at A1, that was big. That was big. So, and seeing, Braden uncork that, and was able to do that, and that's pretty impressive. So when he says he likes the technical tracks, like I said earlier, he's really good at riding the bike. So I need to get these kids on the technical side to be able to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Did you think about? Oh, sorry, Lexi, go for it.
Oh, I think it's crazy to see, like, watching on TV Supercross, like, you don't see the ruts or the technical spots. Like, you see maybe a divot in the whoops where everyone's going, but seeing pictures that Braden or you post afterwards of, or any of the pro riders with all the ruts and all the things they're going through, is crazy to see the big differences that other people don't see.
Right. And a lot of people don't see it. And especially the early qualifiers where no one's in the stadium and no one's there. Those early qualifiers, Braden had to go out, or Group C and Group B, those guys had to go out pretty much when A1 is muddy and then uncork this double, triple when it's muddy in the transitions or things like that. And I don't know if anybody saw Derek Kelly's crash. Yeah, Derek Kelly, on that first triple got cross-rutted and ended his night and ended his San Diego as well. And dude, these guys are so good, but like, how do we build kids to get up to that level, right? It takes patience and it takes time and it takes consistency.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but all of AEO KTM is pretty much out right now.
Yeah, it's a bummer because it seems to happen every year. So, a lot of these guys got to really look and be like, hey, what do we, a lot of times you can't go fast. You got to kind of slow her down a little bit and just really build up to that. There's a reason those factory guys don't come back right away, because they're riding at such high speeds and such high level.
Right.
It takes time and consistency to build up to that. So
did you think about going for that quad that Deegan and everyone was doing, Spangle?
San Diego or A1?
Yeah, at San Diego, that triple quad out of the turn 2.
No, dude, that 3 in was big.
That's so gnarly.
You took more to fill that bloody line.
Then to see Jet go quad inside, that quad inside Jet and Deegan did. I don't think people realize how technical and gnarly that is as well late in the night. Like, that's pretty impressive.
All right. Final question I have for you. I know your phone kind of took a dive there while Lexi was asking. Any changes to your workout?
Dollar Tree Wi-Fi.
That's all right. I'm on T-Mobile, so it's not any better. If you want to re-ask your question, Lexi, or do you want me to?
You can.
How do you feel about going into Anaheim 2? Any changes in the workout program or routines leading up to Saturday?
No, dude, no changes. A lot of cycling. The biggest thing is I should be healthy for the weekend. So
yeah,
last weekend I was super sick, and I even felt it today in my motos. So just going into next weekend healthy will be a huge difference.
I know that. I think a lot of you pro guys have been kind of getting the flu and whatnot. I think probably most of it I'm assuming it's just because a lot of you guys are all in one contained area now, and then you're dealing with fans, and it's the opening weekend, so you're just being like exposed to a whole bunch of different people and whatnot. And then who knows, probably just whatever's going down in California, maybe something in the water.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
it's been pretty
California
bad.
air.
It's
Yeah.
been really bad. Levi was really bad.
Yeah.
Levi was bad.
Well, the East Coast will definitely be packed for riders on that side as well. Do you plan on hitting all the West Coast rounds, Braden? Will I likely see you at Horn Rapids anytime soon?
That's the plan. I'm trying to do all the West. I think the one I'd miss might be Arlington because
Okay.
it's just so deep. But no, I want to be back. I want to mob back and do the first round of PRO for sure because that's a good money maker. So
Yeah.
that would be my goal there, and then hop back on Supercross and get ready for Seattle and those other rounds.
Try not to blow any spokes out this time.
Dude, last year was a clutch.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you're
don't know if
talking
you've
about
seen it,
Horn.
Lexi. He
Horn.
literally rode around pretty much one wheeling it the whole moto, trying to just collect that paycheck. But yeah.
Dude, that was gnarly. I think I had like 5 spokes left that were connected.
Yeah,
to
that was
my
bad.
head.
That is crazy.
Looked like a bunch of SpaghettiOs on the track. All
Yeah,
right,
that one was
Brandon
scary.
and
I'm not
Brandon.
doing that jump again.
Right. Well, they've adjusted it. They put more of a landing on there. But Carson Brown also almost murdered himself on a 150 on it.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
For anyone else wrapping up, because we got Boone Pearson coming up here from KTM Juniors. For some reason, I'm wearing a KTM sweatshirt, so that works out. What are the best places for people to follow you, especially for Anaheim 2 on Instagram, social media, and then for Brandon, same thing, training. Like,
Yeah.
how do people get a hold of you? Feel free.
You can just go to my Instagram or Facebook. I usually just make posts. I usually just post about weekly on where I'm going to be, keep updates on my stories. Not a big social media guy at all. But I do post when I'm going to, just where I'm going to be and things like that. And if you want to work, just send me a message or an email. It's all on my website as well. You can book through my website. It's all updated. I also got a merch store on my website, and things like that. So yeah, just look at the website, see where I'm going to be, or look at my Instagram, BKMX Development. And then, it'll be busy coming up. I know we got qualifiers coming up, things like that. So I'll be back and forth trying to go to Supercross, flying in and out of Mesquite, wherever else. So, BKMX Development, and just follow me on there.
And Braden.
Braden Spangle on all platforms.
Sweet. Well, thanks you guys for jumping on here. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Not sure what's going on with the
All good.
software.
No, dude, that's on me. I'm in the boonies and the Wi-Fi is not good.
My Facebook was even like messing up for some reason. We had Ryder Fisher on last weekend, and I was joking that his generator kept turning off because he was like in the middle of nowhere too, and it kept turning off. And either Stinky was messing with him, or he had the same McDonald's like Wi-Fi as you. So
yeah, dude.
Gotta love technology.
Well, thank you guys.
For sure.
Yes,
We look forward to cheering you on, Braden and Brandon. I'm sure we'll see you at the track again soon. And before we let you go, Brandon, we have this bet going on between Lexi and I, who's gonna beat each other at Albany. Who are you putting your money on?
Lexi.
Braden, do you think I stand a chance against Lexi racing her?
Dude, I've never seen. I don't think I've seen either of you ride.
Oh.
Take my word, Braden. Hey, she'll be good too. We're gonna keep working, and she'll be 100%. So she's just getting.
I'm just gonna dump the clutch and just hang on for dear life.
Hey, just T-bone her in the first turn, and you don't.
That's what I was thinking. I like Spangle's thing. Just T-bone her in the first turn.
Let's keep her safe, please.
She'd probably be the one that, like, if I like blocked her, she'd probably come back with like a vengeance and literally like take my bike out, pull a Vince Freeze move or something.
You haven't seen the feisty side yet.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Looking forward to cheering you on, Braden and Brandon. We'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
All right. That's Braden and Brandon Kallberg. Wow, Braden Spangle and Brandon Kallberg. I am so sick right now. This is not fun. Our next guest, we'll get Boone on here. Let's throw him on and talk about KTM Junior Challenge and everything else. So let's play him and get him in here. All right. We've got Boone Pearson on. I was going to throw a photo over you, but you're here and you're on the 30+2 podcast. You're our youngest guest so far. How's it going, Boone?
Good.
How is normally you're number 100 on your bike, but you ran the number 1 at Anaheim 1. Was there any pressure running that number 1 plate?
No. Those kids were just really fast, and I tried to beat them, but I was in fourth on the first lap. This kid kind of elbowed me with his bike. I crashed and I got back up, and then I was in 8th, and then I got passed by 2 people, and then I went up to 10th.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Lexi.
Oh. My God.
Did you Boone, did you try to have them change the number to 100?
No.
No, you just wanted to run that number 1.
You thought it was pretty cool that you were number 1. Yeah.
Nice. You can jump on too if you want to be in the frame, Amy.
Well, I told him he could talk, and if he needed me for anything, I'm right here. But
not a problem.
He's pretty good about it. He's been waiting for it all day. So
Nice.
Okay, so take us through the whole experience. What was your favorite part, and how excited were you to get chosen to be one of them?
I didn't get picked last year, and I really wanted to get picked. And then I got picked this year, and I was really excited because I didn't get picked last year, but I got picked this year, and I think it was going to be really fun.
Yeah. So tell him you have to be 7 or 8. Well, I'll tell him. So you have to be 7 or 8 at the day. Okay. He wants me to. I'm like, so you have to be 7 or 8 the day of the race.
Yeah.
So he was only eligible for some of them this year, not all of them.
You can stay in the frame, Boone.
Oh, you can come sit down.
It's your time as well.
There. So we were kind of nervous because we applied late last year. We got kind of mixed information. Some people said, oh, it's not worth it to apply their first year. They, being here and him still being new to racing, and he might not be a good fit for it. So we applied later, and he didn't get picked at all last year. And this year he turns 9 in March, so he was only eligible for the first handful of them. So we were a little bit nervous just because the likelihood that he would get picked was a lot slimmer, not having as many opportunities.
Right.
And I mean, if he didn't get picked, there's a lot of kids that apply. And so we were just, if we do, great. It'd be super awesome. We've heard people who have done it and know people who have done it who've had a blast. And so when I got the email, tried to call Dad. Dad didn't answer. And here, pass it down. Dad didn't answer because he was working. So I had this big, huge news, and he was at school, and I was freaking out because I couldn't tell anybody. I'm like, I can't tell anybody, and I need to find out. So I need to tell them. So getting picked for A1 was, of all of the ones that we were eligible for, obviously just was the best one, being the very first one of the year. So No, it was pretty neat. When I told him, I didn't post the clip that I took initially of telling him because he was he gets overwhelmed with stuff like that, like things that get him really excited. I didn't know how he was going to react to it, and he was really uncomfortable. Like he kind of started. No, just here. Just another minute. So he had to like calm down a little bit before I could fully get like a video of him doing it, because he was so happy. He was crying. It was just like a whole big ordeal, and yeah, but it was pretty cool. So
You had to get the water bottle, you know.
Yeah. They give you so much stuff when you're down there. We came home with 2 gear bags packed full of stuff between everything that we got. So
they also give you your number plate.
We'll tell them about the experience. So Lexi asked you what your favorite part was.
I think just the main event.
Main event, sweet.
3 laps and then you're done.
That sounds like WH Arena Cross there. But I gotta imagine the track being so big that 3 laps probably felt forever.
Well, especially compared to Arena Cross, where 3 laps is like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
3 laps. When I looked at the video, it was over 10 minutes of racing.
Yeah, that has to be
on a supercross track, and most of the kids have never ridden on a supercross track before, but he loved it.
That had to be a long moto, and then just everything like different compared to all of our local racing that you have going on when it comes to track layout, jumps, and everything.
Yeah. I asked him how he felt about it, and he said he loved it.
That's awesome.
So,
but what was your favorite part of the track?
The sand section.
Was it like the deep sand of Area 51 at Horn? I don't know if you ever tried that.
It's like weak sand, but it's really dry.
Yeah. Well, at least you guys made it through there.
Mm-hmm.
How did you prepare for A1? Like, did you do some trainings, or did you just go straight to the race?
I just went straight to the race. I did some practicing on my E5 a little bit for a couple days.
You did a couple of arena cross rounds too.
Yeah, I did some arena crosses too.
That's awesome.
Nice. How did it feel landing in California, walking into the KTM pit, and then seeing your bike ready to rip? Like, what kind of feelings for you, Boone, and then Amy and the rest of the family? Like, how did it feel like walking in like, dude, I got a factory setup?
I think I was just jumping.
He was pretty excited. I think Dad was most excited about the fact that he didn't have to work on the bike, but then after a practice, he's like, it's weird. I feel like I should be doing something with the bike, making sure it's set up right. But they had their own mechanic, so after the first practice, Boone was able to tell them something he wanted changed or whatnot, so they made it work right away. When he first sat on it, he didn't like the way the handlebars, or not the throttle on it was, the way it was positioned. Something. And so they adjusted it. Oh, the brake. Something. So they were able to adjust it, and it was just an awesome experience. Obviously, parents' perspective from a kid's perspective is very different.
Right.
But everybody there was awesome. And we still, like, on the way home, we did some training this weekend with the Clinic MX, and
nice.
On the way home, Shavik and I looked at each other, and he's like, can you believe that this time last weekend we were still in California? Like, we were at A1. So we still, even now, almost 2 weeks later, are like, I still can't believe we did that. We have a friend who did it in the early 2000s, and they said that it's still something that they talk about to this day. So,
well, yeah, with the lottery system, I know, talking to Michelle at JMC, like, it's incredibly difficult to get in, because you have thousands and thousands of kids, and there's only so many spots, and being 7 to 8 years old to get in there, I mean, very limited. It's definitely like a dream come true. It's kind of like the Disneyland of Supercross when you make it.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that is interesting about it, because, Boone definitely had I mean, he'd raced, he had enough, you know, when we went to apply last year, he said he was eligible, but I think that it's just, I don't know. I mean, you know, they say it's super random how it's done. I know that next week at Anaheim too, there's 3 kids from Washington going.
Yeah, I was gonna mention. I know one of them of the 3 is Wyatt Grins, one of the riders that I sponsor. He's going, and then I can't remember the other 2. I've been sick and working graveyard, so I haven't been doing my research. But yeah, definitely a cool experience.
So, yeah, it's one of those where one of the people that we were doing training with this weekend, the mom of one of the kids was asking a couple questions, and I said, because she said, oh, I was thinking about it and I haven't applied yet. And I said, you want to apply for as many as you can because you want to have as many opportunities as you can.
Right.
For me, I didn't care if he won. I mean, yeah, of course, winning or getting on the podium is always awesome. But for me, it wasn't if he came off last, but he had tried, and just that's all that I cared about.
Well, it looked like from your video, you guys got a good start, Boone. What was the focus on the gate? Were you like trying to hear the air like Chisholm or Pierce, like not Pierce, what's his name? Vince Freeze does? Like they hear the air of the compression of the gate drop, or did you time it? Like you got a pretty good jump from that outside gate.
I don't know. I just get whole shots.
So one thing about Boone that is probably the most frustrating is sometimes he, like when racing, it's like he's serious, and sometimes during practice he like knows it's practice. No, Boone, he knows it's practice, and so he's like, oh, I'm practicing for my race, so I don't necessarily have to put in 100%. Well, the second practice was qualified practice, so the fastest lap down got their picks, and he did not get a good big pick. So he was put all the way on the outside. And the way that it was is there was just enough. It was just enough of a difference that where he was at, it was longer to the full shot line than the other side was to the full shot line.
Right.
And if he had been on that inside gate, he would have made it to the line first. It's pretty incredible though, just from the video, how far ahead he gets in front of everybody on his side. And then, I mean, it was close. Like all those kids came together and pretty close, and he was just on the outside. But
yeah,
one thing he's always done, and Steven, you know this, that kid with a freaking whole shot, and it's just crazy. So
he's got that timing down. Obviously, he's got that natural talent of getting the timing down, and obviously working with Mike as well on training and getting everything all put together. So definitely got that going on for you, Boone. You're a dork.
He's like, well, I was told him, I says, well, remember this is like, you know, and but I mean, I always have to remember he's 8. So,
right.
But you know, it was, you know, he's got some plans this year, and taking some time off at the end of the summer after his wreck at Horn kind of put us back a little bit. But once that switch flipped, he's not the same kid. He's very motivated. He'll go to arena cross, get 3rd place, and he comes off pissed because he didn't win.
Right.
So, you know, it's like, okay, yeah, 3rd place is still great, especially when you're, you know, you only have so many opportunities. I mean, when you're getting to go to the main event at arena cross, you know, you're one of 11 kids, and there's usually, you know, sometimes there can be upwards of like 50 kids that you're racing against.
Yeah.
There could be as many as like 4 or 5 heats. And so he's been working really hard at that. So he has some things that he wants to do, and his little breather that he took, more just trying to like mentally get himself back to where he was, which part of was caused by you were there for that one. So
yeah.
And then no, he's just not the same. Just watching him be that motivated. So we were in Anaheim last weekend, and then this, I guess, a week and a half ago, and then this last weekend, there was the last arena cross race, which was our plan, and then we had the opportunity to go train with Mike. We asked him, you know, as soon as he found out he had the opportunity to spend a weekend doing corners and ruts, which are not his strong suit, he said, I want to go do my training. So instead of going to arena cross, seeing his friends, talking about what he did, and that a little bit less of a stress environment, he spent the entire weekend battling the Washougal corner track, which I had never been there before, and I can tell you right now, that is somebody who doesn't ride dirt bikes, it doesn't look fun to me. So,
Well, Lexi was there too, so Lexi can attest to that.
it was. So, and where are we going this weekend?
Washougal.
We're going back to do more training at the corner track at Washougal. So,
Nice.
Awesome.
yeah. But
Boone, what was your favorite rider you got to meet when you're down at Anaheim?
Jet Lawrence.
He's always the best.
Oh, well, would you look at that, Lexi? You two have something in common.
he got to meet pretty much everybody except for Eli Tomac.
And Duke Gomez.
Well, and Duke Gomez isn't a rider, though. But he got to meet Jet Lawrence at opening ceremonies. So that, for him, was kind of cool. I haven't even posted pictures. I haven't even fully gone through them all, but he got to meet everybody.
Your camera roll is probably like 500, like deep.
Yeah, he got to hang out with Colin Morrison for a little bit.
Nice.
So, it was quite the experience. I got to meet people that I've always wanted to meet, so that was cool. But yeah, no, Jet Lord was his favorite. So
yeah, seems to be everyone's favorite. I know Lexi's all about Jet.
Second is my favorite, and I got to meet him. So
nice.
Well, all the kids got to meet all the KTM guys, obviously, but
yeah,
pretty cool. Yeah, they all got pictures.
Last question for you, Boone. I know you probably got homework and work to do as well. What advice do you have for all of your other KTM junior buddies? I know Wyatt Granz is racing this coming Saturday and a few others. Like, do you have any advice on like how to take it in, how to experience the KTM Junior Challenge since you've done it now?
I don't know.
Probably.
Just go rip. Just
go rip. Nice.
One opportunity to make it count, so put it all out there. So he did. He just somebody took him down on the inside, and he went down, but he got up so fast because we have the GoPro footage, and so I didn't know it was him that went down till afterwards because he was far enough away that I couldn't tell. But no, he got back up as quick as he could. It's just not enough time to get as much done. So,
right.
Those little bikes on that track, I've walked the track before. And
it's got to be challenging too to have everyone match, and then they're not on their regular numbers. So you're like, "Where'd my kid go?" While you're trying to watch.
Yeah, there was the helmets. Not everybody wore the Fly helmet, and he wore it for a little bit. Just wasn't comfortable for him, so he wore his 60 helmet. And some of those things, some of those things weren't mandatory to wear, which is understandable. Trying to put a new helmet a kid's never worn before on their head, and you're like, here, be comfortable in it and race. But no, you'd probably just say, I would say even for any parents, like just enjoy it because there's nothing like it. It was just so much fun. It was just a really neat experience to be basically treated like he was a pro rider. So there was a line forever long for people coming to get autographs from them and stuff. It was cool. It was super cool. Just the neatest experience. So
sweet. Well, for anyone to follow you guys' adventures for the rest of the season, what's the best place for people to follow you, Boone?
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
What's your Instagram?
Boone Moto X.
Say it, gotta say it louder.
What was it?
What is it?
Boone Moto X.
Boone Moto X. All right. We will make sure to follow you. And Washougal turn track again this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Lexi, are you going again? Maybe. Don't know yet.
It's either gonna be that or Woodland. So
yeah,
I'll be at Woodland Sunday if you want to come race again. You could keep being incognito. No one knew that Lexi was racing the women's class, because she had a different number, and everyone's like, "Who is this girl just smoking everyone?" You could do that, Boone.
Incognito. That's always fun. Yeah.
Yeah, you could always just run that number one plate and be like, "Who's this number one? He's like smoking everyone." I'm like, oh, well, that's Boone, obviously.
That's cool. But him having fun again was what matters. So, yeah.
Heck yeah. Well, thanks you two for coming on our podcast. And we look forward to seeing you guys at Washougal and future races coming up.
Awesome.
I also want to say thanks to the Clinic MX. And
Oh yeah, gotta thank Mike every time. He's always pepping you up and making sure that you are out there giving it your all. Which I'm sure with you going to Washougal, you'll be training with him again.
Yep.
Anyone else you want to shout out, or is just see you at the track?
just see you at the track.
All right. Thanks, Boone and Amy, for coming on, and we'll talk
Thank
to you
you.
guys later.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you guys.
Yeah, have
Yeah.
a good one.
You too.
All right. That's Boone Pearson, KTM Jr., working with Clinic MX. Is that going to be your next step? You got to get another session in. I know you're going through all of the trainers, seeing all the tips and tricks that they have. Are you looking at possibly connecting up with Mike here soon?
Yes, and Sean pretty soon. I think he sent us his thing. I think this starts in later February.
Nice.
So just trying to get in with everybody is super cool. But I know I'm going to work with BK a whole bunch before I go to Mesquite in February. So
Yeah, I need to still look at the schedule. I need to go take some more cough medicine. My throat's starting to get raspy again because I got to try to go to work again tonight. Oh man, sorry. Sorry, folks. I'm kind of under enthusiasmed right now for this episode. My apologies. Technology struggles, me dealing with sickness and everything else, and then I'm also didn't even pay attention to our questions here. Man, I'm sorry. Lexi, got anything that grinds your gears?
nope.
I'm just happy Lexi all the time.
Yep.
My gears is like I'm tired of being so injured and sick. I think they're like playing with each other to where it's like I can't be healthy right now. So that's what's sucking so much. If anyone's got a good meal plan that's not like cough drops, maybe that will help. Maybe I'm not taking enough protein, Lexi. What's the food program to stay healthy?
Chicken and rice. And
Okay, Ryan Brees.
lots and lots and lots of carrots.
Are you a bunny?
Well,
a rabbit?
carrots are the only like vegetable I like, so it's really hard to eat vegetables. Like I'll eat celery with a whole bunch of peanut butter. So, just gotta find the vegetables that I like.
All right. I'll just be eating carrots and peanut butter, I guess. So
And I think that's what carrots make your eyesight better. So I'm still rolling the only person in the house without glasses. So I gotta keep
I
that.
don't have any glasses. I'm good for right now. I'm just sick as a dog. Man. Don't work graveyards. Graveyards are difficult. All right. Well, hopefully you'll come and race again at Woodland. I'll be there. Sign up for media. I need 5 signups to go. Gas and work is expensive. So if you guys want any Instagram reels or photos, you know where to go. Gate Drop Productions at @GateDrop_pro. Lexi, you still got that dot between your L. Let's get that. Why do you got a dot between your name here?
Because Lexi_Y7 was already taken, so I had to add the dot in the middle.
You got a stunt double? Oh boy, you're getting too popular. You got people making other Instagram accounts and whatnot. You did drop the 3. Like, how come you didn't put the 3? Was that taken too?
Well, I was number 7, and then when I tried for Loretta's the first time, I went 733 because my dad's number was 33.
Okay.
And then because I actually made it to Loretta's, I went 73, and it just stayed like that. And my Instagram, I made that like 2019, so I probably just had no idea I was even gonna ride more. So
Well, so you could always kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Like you can bring the camper and whatnot and go do Washougal Saturday and then do Woodland Sunday.
we'll see what we do. I'm not sure yet.
I'm giving ideas. Your dad's probably like, go.
I also don't have school on Monday, so I also gotta decide where I'm gonna ride Monday.
I'll be working, so yeah. I still don't have a bike yet. I should have kept my Yamaha. We'll see. There's a lot of life changes going on right now. That is what it is. All right. Sorry about technical difficulties. We'll see what we got going on next Tuesday. Pick your winners for Supercross.
Yep.
450 and 250. Who do you got?
I'm going Jet Lawrence 450. And I want to see Shimoda #1 again, but I know his fingers. So I'm going to go Bomayer as first again.
Ooh. You think Deegan's going to be in the top 3 this time?
I'm thinking second or third.
Okay. We'll see what drama ensues here for Anaheim 2.
Yes.
I feel like the momentum, I feel like Sexton's going to have to come back. So I'm going to put Sexton in the top spot. Jet will be second, Tomac third.
Well, I'm actually really disappointed because my picks last weekend for Rocky Mountain Fantasy got me back into 9th place, and I was in second.
Yeah,
So,
you're like, I'm not even talking about my picks.
Yeah, because you're
There's
like
no
20th
enthusiasm
or something like that.
I stopped. There's no enthusiasm. I've already quit. All righty. Well, we got a lot of people on, so thank you all for watching the 30+2 podcast. We'll see what guests we have coming on next week. I need to reach out to a few more. Yeah, and then get to work on everything else. I'm sorry, I'm just so bleh. This cold is kicking my butt tonight. So, yeah, 30+2 podcast. We will catch you guys next Tuesday to recap Anaheim 2 and everything else. Thanks, guys.